What is going on, Raider Soda Dragon here, and today I'm going to show you my new Infinity Clan Boss team. So you might have seen videos by J-Gigs or Deadboy Jedi showing off a team that can do 1 billion damage, and it's an Infinity team. So if you don't know what Infinity means, then I'll explain it in a second, but it looks like this record was achieved by a player named Mullet Reaver. But if I'm not mistaken, the core of this Infinity comp was created by my boy Sharky. So props to Sharky, Victor Test, and Mullet Reaver for their work on this particular comp. So today I'm going to share with you my particular Infinity Clan Boss team. Now let me start off by saying I made a huge mistake in the beginning. I was watching Deadwood Jedi and J-Gigs' video on Mullet Reaver's composition and I decided to copy it. Big mistake, it was such an utter failure. And why is this? Because he has a +4 empowered Brognie, and I don't. But I did find a good template for a non-empowered Brognie Infinity team by this guy here, Bringer. Check out his YouTube channel. He does really good YouTube videos on Raid Shadow Legends. And he doesn't talk at all. So if you get sick of content creators like me talking too much, then yeah, check out his videos. But let's rewind, guys. What's an Infinity Clan Boss team? Well, it's a Clan Boss team that uses Brognie here to basically infinitely, or close to it, regrow everyone's shield on your Clan Boss team. So with Mullet Reaver's Infinity Clan Boss team, his Brognie is so strong at regrowing shields, he can basically survive the whole 1500 turn limit for the Clan Boss. That means he has to stop it manually, because if he doesn't, it keeps on going and it will not record his score. Now my team does not even come close to reaching this 1500 turn limit, but it still works, and this is what I'm going to show you today. So Brognie here is absolutely irreplaceable for this type of team, because he's the only champ that I know of that can expand the size of the shields that your champs have. Not put new shields on, but expand the size, that is the capacity of those existing shields. Now he does not extend the duration of those shields, but he can expand their size. We'll leave extending the duration of the shields to other champs. So this guy makes your already existing shields bigger. And the cool thing is, not only can Brognie increase the size of shields from cooldown skills like Brognie's A3 here, he can put a shield on people as well, but he can also expand the size of shields from sets. So shield sets, things like that, he can actually expand the size of those as well. So Brognie has two roles on this team. Firstly, to keep your team alive by constantly expanding those shields, and secondly, to help a certain champion do damage, because that champ does damage based on the size of the shields, which we will talk about in a second. So my first caveat for this type of team is that you need to make your Brognie hit super hard, like super hard. If you cannot do this, this team will fail. All of Brognie's damage is based on the attack stat, but look at his base attack, 782. That's like common level, that's ridiculous. And yeah, you gotta make this guy with this base attack hit hard. Plus, you can't use Savage. Why is that? Because you need to use Reflex. Why is that? Because you need to proc his A2 more to grow those shields more often. So you're not using Savage, but you're trying to get the maximum damage out of a guy with such low base attack. This is really, really hard. Did I mention this was hard? Just making sure. Probably 99.9% of the people out there who even have Brognie don't have the gear to make him hit hard enough to survive Ultra Nightmare. Now, if you're talking about brutal, hard, something like that, yeah, you may be able to make him work. But if we're talking Ultra Nightmare, the 99.9% of the people out there cannot make this work. It's too gear intensive. If I sound like I'm discouraging you from trying out this comp, then good. I don't want you to waste your resources. This is a really hard comp to make work. So I'm just letting you know from the outset so you don't waste your precious resources. All right, so you got your Brognie. Who is next? Well, we're gonna need a Krisk. So because Krisk is not bringing any unique skills to the table, unlike Brognie that can grow shields, really this guy is not absolutely necessary. So I won't put him in that category. But because he brings so much to the table, I'll say he's almost necessary. So we're really using all of Krisk's skills except his A1. His A1 here has a decreased speed that doesn't work against a clan boss, but we're using his A2 here, the debuff extension, the ally protection. We are using the A3 here. The provoke doesn't work, but the increased defense and increased speed on everyone, that works. And his passive here is really important. So we're putting a decreased attack and decreased defense on the clan boss when the clan boss hits Krisk. So this is just a passive. So really, gosh, like 90% of his skills, yeah, we're using them for the clan boss. Because this is not an unkillable comp, we really want that decreased attack on the clan boss to make sure the clan boss does less damage. So yeah, we care about the clan boss doing less damage. And when that decreased defense is up against the clan boss, we can do more damage against it, in particular with Brognie's A2 that grows the size of the shields based on the damage that he does. So the more damage Brognie can do with this A2, the bigger the shields get. So Chris Kier is one of 3 buff extenders that we're going to use. Remember, we still need to increase the duration of that shield buff in particular. Just because it's big doesn't mean it can't expire, right? So we're going to need at least 3 buff extenders, and Chris is going to be one of our most important ones. And he has an ally protection. He's absorbing damage the whole time from the whole team. So that's really, really important. So Chris, I would say he's pretty much necessary for this particular type of comp. So we're talking about like those world record teams from Victor Test and Mullet Reaver, then yes, you're going to need your Krisk. Next up, guys, is Sandler Survivor, and she is going to function as our buff extender, just like our Krisk. So she has a nice 3-turn buff extension on her A2. This is the primary reason we're using her, but we're also using her for her aura too. So here, increase ally defense in all battles by 25%. Defense is really important in this particular battle. How much damage done to your shields depends on your defense, not your HP. So actually, for this particular type of comp, when the shields are basically up the whole time, you're going to want high defense and you don't care about HP. Because once those shields rip off or that clan boss is strong enough to one-shot through the shields, you're dead anyway, okay? So all you're going to focus on is defense, because that mitigates the damage the clan boss does against your shields. So a better choice if you have her than Sandlash would be Landicus here, whom you can see I don't have. But really, she's the better choice because she not only can extend the duration of buffs, but she has an ally attack as well. Really great for our damage dealer to do more damage. Plus, once again, she is filling that role of extending buffs. Next up, guys, is one of 2 rares on the team, Hellborn Sprite. Now, she is doing a ton for this team. So the first thing that Hellborn Sprite does, because of her shield set, is give everybody a shield from gear. Now, remember, those shields from gear are different than shields from champs. That is, their passives or their cooldown skills, etc. So she starts everybody off with a shield from gear. Plus, from Krisk, everyone gets a second shield that is from champions themselves. So everyone starts the round with 2 shields, both of which can be grown in size from Brognie. The second thing Hellborn Sprite does is she is a buff extender, as you can see here, booked on a 3-turn cooldown. Plus, she has a nice weak version increased crit rate. So that means you don't have to build your Brognie with as much crit rate, since this buff is going to be up the whole time because everyone will keep on extending it. The third thing she does is with her A1, she provides a weak version of that weakened debuff. Now, it's only 15%, but man, doing 15% more damage against the clan boss, in particular from Brognie's A2, which grows shields, is really, really important. Plus, from your damage dealer as well, which we'll talk about next. So this weak version of the weakened debuff is still really powerful in this long battle with the clan boss. And the last thing that she does is she actually helps our damage dealer Corpulent Cadaver do more damage. Now, Corpulent Cadaver does damage based on the size of his shields that he has, but the problem is that the clan boss is always doing damage to his shields, right? But we can actually mitigate how much damage is being done to Corpulent Cadaver's shields with a mastery here, and this is Bulwark. Okay, so here she's going to be taking 5% of the damage of the whole team, but in particular that of Corpulent Cadaver. Now guys, this is the secret sauce here, like straight up. My damage went up millions by just changing War Master to Bulwark here. So the less damage Corpulent Cadaver's shields take, the more damage he can do. So really with Bulwark here, she is helping out Corpulent Cadaver do tons more damage. And last up, guys, is our damage dealer Corpulent Cadaver. So we are primarily using him, actually only using him for his A1 here, which does damage based on the size of the shields that he has on him. Remember, we're starting him off with 2 shields, plus Brognie grows the size of both shields. So in the end, man, this guy is going to be doing tons and tons of damage. So guys, check out the screenshot from Ultra Nightmare right here. Now, I know it's not like a billion, but this is actually really good for me for this particular comp. Once again, it's really hard to build. So 1 key Ultra Nightmare is actually really, really good, I think. But check out Corpulent Cadaver, 45 million damage on Ultra Nightmare. Check out the damage it did for Nightmare Clan Boss, 231 million. And I guarantee the majority of that is from our rare here, Corpulent Cadaver. And I was messing around with Brutal too, and basically I can 1 key it, like the whole thing. 361 million. I can one key it. So this team is pretty ridiculous. So pretty crazy actual damage numbers, plus we already know about the damage potential of this type of team. That is 1 billion. So for this particular team, Sandlash needs to be in the lead spot for her aura, and Krisk needs to be in the number 2 spot. It's very important. So as far as skill instructions, here I have Sandler Survivor open with her A1, so she can wait until everyone buffs up until she uses her buff extension A2. Krisk, have him use his A3 to start off with, then never use it again, only uses A2. Corpulent Cadaver, only his A1. Hellborn Sprite, go ahead and turn off that A2 and only have her use her A3. And under Priest Brognie, he's going to start off with his A3, then never use it again, only using his A2 and A1. So as you guys can guess from me, this is a completely full auto run because I don't put up with any of that manual crap. Onto everyone's gear stats and mastery, starting with Chris here. So how have I geared him? I have him in a stalwart and a speed set. Onto his total stats. So I have his HP at 44,000, the attack at 1800, defense 6400, speed 254, crit rate 38%, crit damage 91%, resist 236, and accuracy 307. Onto his masteries. So down the offense tree here, we do have War Master, so we're getting bonus damage based off enemy max HP, but you can experiment instead of War Master with Bulwark here, just like we have on a Hellborn Sprite. Now I do have lasting gifts here. This is for extending his buffs, but because we have so many buff extenders on the team, for this particular fight, this is not necessary, though this is a good general mastery for Chris. But this is really important for this fight, Master Hexer. We are potentially extending the duration of his debuffs. That is that decreased attack and decreased defense. So really, really important for your Chris for this particular fight. Next up, guys, we've got Brognie. So how have I geared him? I have him in a reflex set and a cruel set. Onto his total stats. So here I have his HP at 45,000. I have the attack at 3,400. I have the defense 2,500. I have the speed 188, crit rate 80%, crit damage 251%, resist 244, and accuracy 138. So guys, consider this basically the lowest amount of attack, crit rate, crit damage, and speed you need for Ultra Nightmare. Now I only have 80% crit rate because we're getting an extra 15% from Hellborn Sprite. But yeah, this is pretty much the lowest you need. So if you want to do Ultra Nightmare but you can't get these numbers, then you might have to 2-key it, 3-key it, but you will not be able to 1-key without these stats, at least at minimum. Another thing that's going to help a lot is refresh accessories. Triple refresh accessories are the best options for your Brognie. I don't have any refresh accessories for my dwarves, but yes, that is the best choice for him. Onto his masteries. So down the offense tree here, we do have Giant Slayer, so we're getting bonus damage based off enemy max HP. And down the support tree here, we actually have Master Hexer, so this is for his HP burn, which sometime lands. Remember, this is your number 2 damage dealer, and the HP burn, I mean, it does add up, especially if you're talking about like 1-keying Ultra Nightmare. Now, if you're talking about 1 billion damage, yeah, maybe that HP burn is not going to matter that much. But for normal people like, you know, maybe you and me, yes, this actually helps out a lot with doing damage against a clan boss because the HP burn does percentage-based damage. So yes, I'm doing Tag Team Arena again because I do need to get those refresh accessories. Next up is our only epic on the team in Sandler Survivor here, who should be replaced by Lanicus if you have her, but how have I geared my Sandlash? I have her in a reflex and a speed set. Onto her total stats. So I have her HP at 58,000, I have the attack at 1900, defense 3600, speed 205, crit rate 43%, crit damage 106%, resist 156, and accuracy 174. Onto her masteries. So as far as offense here, we do have War Master, so we're getting bonus damage based off enemy max HP. And as far as defense or the damage mitigation side here, we do have Tough Skin, Rejuvenation, Blast Proof, and here Delay Death. So all skills that reduce the damage that she is going to be taking because she is our stun target for the clan boss. Next up, guys, we've got Hellborn Sprite. So how have I geared her? I have her in a shield set and a broken set. Onto her total stats. So I have her HP at 46,000. I have the attack at 2200, defense 3400, speed 233, crit rate 64%, crit damage 109%, resist 134, and accuracy 196. Onto our masteries. So down the defense tree here, we do a Bulwark. So this is our tier 6 mastery that reduces the amount of damage all allies take by 5%, and instead she is going to take that damage, in particular useful for our Corpulent Cadaver to allow him to do more damage. And here we do have Sniper, so we're increasing the chances of her landing her A1 weaken. And Master Hexer, we're increasing the duration of that A1 weaken. Lastly, guys, we've got our Corpulent Cadaver, our damage dealer. So how have I geared him? I have him in a stalwart set and a speed set. Onto his total stats. So I have his HP at 63,000. I have the attack at 1500, defense 3600, speed 232, crit rate 64%, crit damage 125%, resist 120, and accuracy 110. Onto his masteries. So down the offense tree here, we do have War Master, so we're getting bonus damage based off enemy max HP. And down the defense tree here, we're going to see some similar masteries here that really mitigate the damage that is done to him. Now, these two counterattack masteries right here, they don't really do anything, okay? So don't think you need these extra masteries. Really, all we want are these masteries here. What the heck? Can I get a Lanicus? Let's see. Plus, I wouldn't mind a Lysandra either. So how lucky can I get? Valerie here is another buff extender that can be used for an Infinity Clan Boss team. Plus booked, it's a 3-turn cooldown. So very, very good. But let's see if I can get some gold. Filja. Last 10 pull. So unlike J-Gigs, I'm not going to keep on going with this video until I get a legendary. I only got one more ancient and that is it. So what can we get? Alright, Corpulent Cadaver. Alright guys, that is it for my guide on how to build an Infinity Clan Boss team. Or more specifically, how to build an Infinity Clan Boss team without God tier gear. It's a really hard team to build, but I think that if your clan is struggling with damage against a clan boss, then this type of team can really help your clan mates out. And if you guys haven't yet, like, subscribe, and share, turn on all notifications, stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next video.